Okay, get started. I was very pleased with the team, and that's probably maybe an understatement. This is all a developmental process with our kids. The team development, we talked about defense growing, individuals growing up, maturing. The team, another phase of the team was playing for 60 minutes and 4 quarters. Those different phases we've talked about in our conferences and media days. Today was another part of it where we had every reason to have an emotional hangover from the win last Saturday versus North Carolina State. And I mentioned this in the Monday's press conference. If I said I was not worried about it, I would be telling a lie, and I was. We had great practice this week. I was really pleased with Tuesdays and Wednesdays practice, and Thursdays was sharp. Then yesterday in our meeting, Friday meeting, I thought the mental test, the kids were very sharp and executed our mental part on Friday. This morning was the same. And then you still, as a coach, you always worry, okay, what am I leaving? What am I missing? This team grew and is in the process of growing. And to be able to come back after a game and an emotional win and come back and play a team that had 2 weeks to prepare for you. Doc Holliday is one of the best football coaches I've been around. I've faced him 3 times before now, and it's been 3-0 in his favor. He's going to have his pillars and philosophies in place there, and that's what he's doing now. And we knew we'd face a team that was on the schedule 1-5, but we knew they'd be ready to play. And our team went out, and it was a grinding first half and a methodical second half. And I was as pleased with the grinding first half as I was the second half, because we hung in there as a team, as a defense, offense, special teams, and then we were able to come through in the second half and finish the game. So I was very pleased with that. Again, the defense is developing like you see. There's a lot of positive things going on. Offensively, I thought they really did some really special things as well. They ran the football well. I know everybody mentioned Jonathan, which should be mentioned, but Giovanni did a great job of blocking for him. And what an unselfish pair we have, and what a blessing those two guys are, just like this team. This team is a blessing. But those guys share and block for one another, and Giovanni was as happy for John as anybody. And that's what you strive for in a football team. So I was very pleased with the win. I was pleased with the progress of the team. I'm still pleased with the development of our team concept. I think that's very important. And the best players don't win, the best team does. And I'm very pleased with that development. So have a lot of room to grow. 24-hour rules in effect. We're going to enjoy this one until tomorrow. I'm not thinking about next week. I know we have that coming, but I told them all enjoy it and looking forward to it.
This first couple of drives with the hurry up and play with a lot of purpose.
You know, the tempo is something that we try to harp on, and I was pleased with the first half. I mean, even though it was as tight, and I wasn't expecting to blow this team out. I don't know if everybody was. I knew that was not going to happen. But I was pleased with the grinding part. I was pleased with the second half and the way we did blend it and mix the calls, like you said. And I was very pleased with the win, but I thought linking those guys did a good job keeping those guys together on the sideline. And the playbook, we tried to open up a little bit in the first half, but they did a good job on offense, controlling the clock on us a little bit. But I was very pleased with the way the offense maintained and saw it through, and especially in the second half, like you mentioned. And I was glad they put those scores on the board. Very important.
So specifically, what are the steps that the defense has taken in the past 2 weeks?
Trust in their technique, belief in Brian and John Wiley and Mark Yellock and Dwayne Price, believing in what they're telling them, which is not that they didn't believe, but you have to go through experiences, so they will. I think they're executing the calls a lot better. I think they're doing a good job of relying on one another and trusting one another within the scheme, and that's where you see it happening.
Only 94 rush yards today for them. Obviously, kind of piggybacking on the last question, but what did you specifically see, especially out of the front seven? They obviously tackled pretty well today. There weren't really any bust plays that kind of got through, the first or second wave of defense.
The key to me, the run defense has always been gap integrity up front. Our defensive line is doing a great job either by base defense, which is just play base, or stunts where we move them to a directional gap. They're doing a really good job of having great gap integrity, and our linebackers are fitting off of them. And that's what I mean when everybody's doing their job and trusting what they're telling them. Sometimes we may have moved a particular player, and the backer may, instead of playing backside where he removed from, now they trust each other to take care of their jobs. And that just comes through experiences, and the youth had a lot to do with it. But the run game success, I think, was due to starts with up front, and then our linebackers doing a great job of fitting off of the defensive linemen. I'm very pleased with that.
Generating turnovers, obviously won the turnover battle today.
Yeah.
Played a big part, 4 to 1, I guess it was.
Oh, good. That was. I know we had some big ones there. I was very pleased with that. Stoppage of drives, momentum, while the grinding part and the struggling part was going on offensively. It was good to stop the momentum with the picks and turnovers and give Lincoln extra opportunities, which he'll take advantage of. And we did. We got points and methodical points, field goals and counts and points. So I was very pleased with that.
Talk about how neat it was for you to be able to get your second team offense in there a little bit and Warnick some time.
Oh, that was big, and Lincoln came to me right at the beginning of the fourth quarter and said, "We'll get Brad some work." I'm going, "Yeah, for sure." And you saw Dobb get in there, and Norman got in there, and our receivers, and got at least, I think, 3 of the offensive line, backup line guys some work. And I was very pleased with that, and Brad, just like I knew he would, operated like he'd been there the whole time. That was big time.